Thank you, Dr. Sudhi Sariga and the whole Hindi team. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. This is the 109th day of continuous webinar conducted by International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy. Today, our guest is Dr. Kanan Phat. Let us begin the session with 1 minute silent prayer. Thank you all. The International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy comprises of homeopathic students, doctors, and homeopathic well-wishers. And we have 3 sessions every day. The first session of the day is already over in Hindi from 7:30 to 8:30. From 8:30 to 9:30, we have the international session in English. And from 9:30 to 10:30, we have a local language session in Malayalam. We are uploading the videos of the same on the very next day itself so that those who miss the session can watch it again. You can subscribe the same without paying any money. You can share it with anyone who loves homeopathy. The purpose of this forum is to take homeopathy to every home around the world. We have so far uploaded more than 3,800 videos at YouTube. You can search it at IFBH Homeopathy at YouTube. Let me come to today's guest. Today, our guest is Dr. Kanan Phat, MD Homeopathy, and a consultant physician and professor at Rajkot Homeopathic Medical College, Gujarat. We have lot of professors, associate professors, and assistant professors, and the principal from this college has presented so many sessions, and all presentations were exemplary, brilliant ones. And we are very happy to say that this kind of support from Homeopathic Medical College is the need of the hour to promote homeopathy among public as well as among and doctors. And today, our doctor will be discussing about a beautiful subject that is children speak through rubric, an insight into Murphy's repertory. As we all know that children are saying and speaking something and demonstrating something in front of you, what it is and how we can prescribe and how which repertory you can use, which is the best one, and how this Murphy repertory is different from others, and all this thing will be discussed by Dr. Kanan Phat. So we proudly welcome our guest of the day, Dr. Kanan Phat. Welcome, madam.
Thank you very much, sir. Should I start with my presentation?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Is it okay, sir?
Yes, it is fine. It's fine.
Yes.
You can
Okay.
make it full screen.
Yes.
On slideshow.
Yes. Is it okay now?
No, it is not in slideshow, but just you can make, if possible, on the left you can click, you can see an option, slideshow. On the top some.
Yes, sir. I have done the slideshow.
No problem. Yeah, you can go ahead in this way.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today's my topic is children speaks through rubrics and insight into Murphy repertory. So basically, for newer homeopaths or people like us who can be called as a neophyte into our field. So basically, pediatric cases comes with a lot of much things together. The child is screaming, the child is talking too much, is behaving in its own way, and we are already always concerned about the getting symptomatology from the child. So basically, while teaching to student or basic understanding the repertory, these topics have came into my mind for the basic that if we can combine or if we can do some, we can put some insight into some specific things which have been already given into our literature. So that can be helpful to everyone. So basically, while going through the pediatric cases, that is almost two basic things which comes to our mind. One is cases of pediatric group and secondary, especially repertory. So first point which we are considering here, that is children complaint. So that are cases are like extremes, means if the child, almost pediatric cases that accountable from newborn to almost 18 years of age group. That is the basic age group which has been considered. So from infant to toddler, means preschool era, proper school going children and adolescents, before adolescents, puberty era. That every basic, these four groups are considering into that pediatric group of complaint. So complaints we are getting from this is very minute changes or minute complaints like cough, cold, nose block, throat irritation, colic into basic infants or school going children who are getting infected very frequently. Like that complaint to the complaint which are variable to puberty complaint, menses started, not started. That's everything. So there are many much extremes of complaint which are there, and each circumstances which is needing our basic full attention and action. If the child is very much, means newborn to infant era, so the parents or the family members are that into panic for a even minute complaint which we can consider as a normal or very minute thing, but the patients are going to like in a panic. Second, which is very much common like in today's era, that educated group of people is much more increasing day by day. Remember, before 10 years when we were studying into our college, then the awareness, the education, basic understanding which was there in the patients were much more lesser than today's parents and today's age group. The parents are very much well aware with the every equipment, every tool of information which is there available through social media, through internet, everything. So, as education and social media power and true, false, everything which is going on, so the family members are getting more and more aware about each and everything, every complaint. So they do ask us question and they do need medical supervision, medical intervention for their every complaint. So parents are very much concerned to the health care of the child. That is the very basic. They often call upon the physician to make inquiries and seek guidance about various factors relating to health and illnesses of their child. So we have to play an additional role as a guide also. One change which written into this manner only, that also has been shifted about every complaint. So we also called upon to guide as a parent for the when the behavioral problem arises. This is the basic focus or basic thing which we can also get. Behavioral problems means the child behaves in a certain way. Now we are knowing every child behaves in its unique way. So basically, tantrum or what we consider the term as a temper tantrums or basic tantrums, behavioral disorders, this starting from 8 months to school age. So that is also when the child behaves in a certain way in a school or in a family. That also needs our supervision or medical something point. It's school and the child and social surround. Now, basically, if we look upon our literature, that is from basic, our three basic subjects, that is Organon, Materia Medica, and Rapid. So Organon has its whole indication instruction manual which can guide us to how we can proceed. But if we look in the Organon, our basic theories, so in which there are instructions that has been came, say how we can deal with the cases, which types of cases, which type of diseases that are coming across, and how we can deal with it. So here I have shortlisted some information, basically more related to pediatric complaint. So first is aphorism fifth, that is basic instruction which have been given. That is identify the cause. These are all we are doing almost in every case, that what is the cause or what was the cause that was there present for the arise or for the arousal of the complaint for any patient or means pediatric complaint or anything. That is more specifically if we talk about so acute disease, so there will be an exciting cause or there is some factor which has triggered the complaint or immediate any event which has provoked the illnesses. And if there is a chronic complaint in the patient, so the whole history of the patient from the starting point of complaint, from the where the complaint, from which time the complaint has been started, the circumstances around it, that everything from today, from that point of time till today. That is the thing that is there we do investigate. Clear. So, for example, exciting cause is there. So, school going child is there. And if the child has got some fever or colic or anything, so there will be some recent trigger factor or immediate event which can provoke this illness very speedily. Either the child got frightened or the child got scolded by the teachers or what got bullied by the their friends, whatever the things. This may be most probable causes which are there. And the children are of that age that they cannot advocate or they cannot address that this was the reason. So basic, that is acute disease. Second, investigate the patient circumstances to get the full picture of the patient constitution, susceptibilities. The physician must evaluate. That is in which condition the patient is there with us. Is present condition. Physical state means constitution, their physical lookup, their complaint, everything. Behavior, their whole constant, and that is, and if the patient is above 8-10 years, the whole the character, that moral intellectual character, how the child is doing in the school, in his academics or everything. Environmental occupation means that household, if we concern it with this household habits and mode of living, how they are living, separate family, joint family, single child, siblings, everything. Next is social factors. If we do consider, so that is social and domestic relations, the how the child is living. Then the personal traits, that is their age and sexual function. If puberty related complaints are there, so that we can examine. Next aphorism which is countable is aphorism 6, that is which directs us to set aside our theoretical speculation and instead of meticulously observe the symptoms presented by the patient. By doing this, the physician gathers a clear and accurate portrait of the disease which guides the selection of appropriate remedy. Means basically aphorism 6 which taught us that is what is to be cured in the disease or in the patient. That is basically on prejudice observation, which is basic thing which we need. We have to keep aside our speculation, our belief system, everything. And by doing this, the physician gathers a clear and accurate portrait of the disease, which guide us in the selection of appropriate medicine. Next aphorisms which are there is aphorism 83, that is basic. In short, we are knowing is freedom from prejudice, sound senses, attention in observation, and fidelity in tracing the picture of the disease. The thing that is aphorism 83 which teaches us the total 4 prerequisites of the physician, that is there. Moving. Okay. So this is where we have aphorism 83, that is prerequisites of physician, the basic 4 qualities. Next is Next are aphorism 84, 85 and 86, which is carefully record the symptoms. First is means we should record the each and every complaint of the patient properly in a proper manner that we can, if it is needed, so we can also revise our whatever the data we have collected. And next is we should ask the relatable questions if needed to complete the picture of the disease. We are something has left, so we should be able to revise or we should be able to relocate the complaint and we should advise. This is basically possible in pediatric cases always, because if there are three parameters which we have to connect: what we are seeing in the patient, their behavior, their tantrums, their complaints, or which are narrated by, if the child is able to speak, so he will surely narrate. Second, the attendant and the people's view, who is attending the patient. Remember, their view, their record, their insight, that is also that much is needed, equally important. And next is our observation, physician's own observation, what we are observed during the whole history taking and case taking process. That is the thing. Remember how we have observed how the how they are talking, what they are telling, their posture, talks, movements, their complaint, objective symptoms of every type which we are or which we can get into the complaint. Next is aphorism 91, that is data from the attendant and relatives. The information which is most important, which can be provided by the attendant and the relatives, which are something that patient can forget, or the something which we can be missed to ask. So that is the something information which also can be relevant from the patient's relative also. Then the basic most important is the key concept of aphorism 153, that is peculiar indicator, individualization and focus on the oddities. That is generalized or vague symptoms, means headache, mild fatigue, slight loss of appetite, are common to almost every disease and drug. They are largely useless for selecting a precise remedy. But the peculiar indicator things means some symptoms which are strange, contradictory, or unique manifestations of a disease, like the pain which is always worse in the evening. Any complaint which is been characterized with its associating factor, means any modality or intensity, frequency, anything. So that symptoms becomes peculiar, that some phenomena is happening in so and so circumstances only. So that becomes peculiar. That is feeling freezing cold, yet demanding to be fed. That reveal the exact medicine that needed. This type of symptoms. Means in pediatric group, this is most common which we can observe, which is normal up to 2 years, that the children's hand and feet are becomes what you can say, that are always warm. But after that, some children have habit of keeping their foot out of the blanket or whatever the covering. So that is something unique, that is which we can observe or which we can get. And the individual thing, the principle prevails mechanical prescribing that ensures the treatment that is tailored strictly how a specific patient express their illness. Colic, which is common to too many children, but how the colic is affecting the child and how the child is behaving or how the child is getting affected by the colic. That is unique in each and every patient. That is for sure. Headache to headache, anything. Suppose in most common example which we can count of, that is menstruation. Menstruation complaint or menstrual colic or menstruation periods itself, that are common in every girl. That is the basic thing which girls have started in the puberty. But the expression, how is the flow, what is the symptoms which are accompanying during the menses, that is individual and change from everyone to every girl to every girl. So that is the something unique which we can see, so that we should be able to connect it. The next thing, which is there. That is aphorism 153. Is it okay? Now it is okay? Yes, now it is moving. So this is the basic organance concept which we can call upon while dealing with type of cases. The basic medicines or most common medicine which every one of us is knowing. That are some basic examples or basic name have been collected here. Now the repertory part, where do repertory comes or where repertory can help us. So repertory is the bridge which connects the basic, which that is bridging the materia medica and patient. One side we are having patients which are full of information, full of details, everything is there, too many complaints and everything. And next is, and then one side we are having materia medica, which is full of information. Every medicine has too many symptoms are there. So that is the two factors which we have to connect. We have to match the patient symptomatology or patient complaints with the materia medica pictures which is available into our literature. That is the basic thing which we do practice into our system. So by doing this, while doing this, there is a much day by day how when the materia medica is growing. So day by day the need was felt that for each and every case we cannot memorize each and every symptom of each and every drug of proving or Puritan group of or the medicines which are data which is there by drug proving. So there was a need felt that the information, the vast information which is already growing by day, there should be a proper arrangement for the easy going way through, which can help the physicians to just to go to the symptoms or go to the listing of the medicine among the symptoms. So that's how the need of repertory. Repertory means there is a simple word repertory. That is, if we consider to our medical field or homeopathic field, that is repertory means there is an index of symptoms. The word itself, it means is the word repertorium, which means the storehouse of anything. That is the general word meaning. What for us, that is an index of the symptoms, which is logically, systematically, and logically arranged. That is the word which we generally used. Systematically and logically means we have arranged the symptoms. How we have arranged the symptoms? Up in a proper system means we have to find one type of symptom so that we can get there, another group of symptoms so that we can get there. That is the systematic. There is no haphazard arrangement. And the next is logically arranged means there is some logic into arrangement of the symptoms, that how the symptoms can be arranged. That is the both two words that are the basic need or understanding of this repertory building. Now one sentence from the Dr. Kent, which has been quoted nicely, that it has been built from all the sources and it is a compilation of all the useful symptoms recorded in the fundamental works of the Materia Medica as well as from the notes of our ablest practitioner. How the repertory has been compiled. So there is a basic, all the sources. All sources means toxicological data, proving data, everything. Compilation of the all the useful symptoms that have been recorded in the fundamental works. Fundamental works means basic proving, basic toxicological data, that is, as well as from the notes of our ablest practitioners. How the repertory evolved. More than 110 repertories are there in last 170 years. First repertory that was by our master Hahnemann, which can be also called as a symptom register. And in modern terms, the repertory nowadays, the indexing is there, but how it has been changed, the repertory represents the clinical and the research database for the practice of homeopathic medicine. The general information contained in these books that are derived from history, proving, clinical practice, research, physiology, and toxicology. These are the basic sources of data which we are knowing. Now, evolution of the repertory. The first repertory was by our master. Then there his disciples, the closest disciples, have started the arrangement or doing the arrangement of the materia medica. The first era, if we consider the evolution of repertory, the first was the era of Dr. Boningussens, who have made our first ever repertory. Then the whole era was there of regional repertories from 1869 to some years. Then the basic or path taking or basic milestone which have been came, that is the Kent repertory, and the whole group that has been published, that are almost, this is the academic content which are considered as a post Kentian repertories, means the repertories which have been published after publication of Kent. Most of this or 50% of those repertories are based on Kent repertory. Really. So basically, these are the types of repertory which are there. Remember, if we can divide logical utilitarian and Puritan group, means the pure proving materia medica, and there is a logic which has been utilized. Now, if we consider Murphy repertory as our basic indication. So, evolution wise, if we consider the Murphy repertory has been into their post-Kentian repertories, published into 1993 and 1994, American and Indian edition respectively. That is, author is Dr. Robin Murphy. Then what has been given into its introduction or basic, the designing, that is, it was designed to be a modern, practical and easy to use clinical guide to the vast homeopathic materia medica. To achieve the goals, which goals, so there is something lacking which we cannot achieve into repertories or we cannot find out. So there was a easy way of arranging the symptomatology. That was the basic motto of compiling the Murphy repertory. A redesigned and upgraded repertory had to be compiled with a new schema, which is basically focusing on the clinical deficiencies and correcting the major flaws found in older repertories. These are the basic understanding or main significant point of Murphy repertory. A redesigned and upgraded repertory means it has been designed again, or redesigned means the format was changed, how the basic previously indexed other books were there. Upgraded repertory, that is, the information have been upgraded from basic general symptom, particular symptom to clinical symptom, diagnostic terms, everything, emergencies, clinical diagnosis, that everything has been added. Next is compiled with a new schema. A schema means arrangement, the proper arrangement type which has been followed from years, and focusing on clinical deficiency, correcting the major flaws that we will talk later. So basically the schema which we have talked, so how the schema was there, that is the most basic which has been followed, that is hierarchical, anatomical or theoretical schema. Means hierarchical, head to foot the chapters are going, anatomical, head to foot, or theoretical. Okay, how we can consider, that is the arrangement which we can see into Boningussens books, Kent repertory, Boric repertory. System wise from head to foot, mind, that's how the chapters have been given. It starts from mind, then the head, then from head to foot. Means hierarchically the chapters are going from above down. One arrangement which is there into concordant group of repertories, that is symptomatic. Means how the symptom is there, that has been recorded. And new format which was adapted into Murphy repertory, that was alphabetical and clinical. The whole books chapter have been arranged into alphabetical manner. It starts from A to W, abdomen. It starts from abdomen chapter and at wrist, A to Z. That is how the thing means. If you want to find out any symptoms pertaining to any body parts of the body or any complaint, you just have to keep one thing into our mind where it falls into alphabetically degradation. Arms, so A, anything poly complaint, emergency condition is there, general symptom is there, clinical diagnosis if you are only with only pathological condition, so that is there, wrist, lung, chest, heart complaint, anything. That is alphabetically the chapters have been arranged. Why it is, how it will be helpful? It would facilitate an access to rubrics at all level to provide clear images of anatomical, physiological and clinical rubric groups. Barabar. For example, one example which has been given into its own preface, that is for lung, means the rubric have not been scattered all way around. If we are having patient with complaints of lung, so every complaint, every rubric related to lung, that we can find out into one chapter only. That is particularly related. Now some pain or complaint which we cannot find out into lung chapter, so we can shift to a more general chapter to where lung is situated, or chest. So chest pain, that also we can see, but that also includes the heart region pain also. So generalize, particular to generalize, if we want to shift, so we should shift with the proper mind. But basic, if any particular complaint properly, if we want to find, so that we can find like this. Chapters that have been arranged alphabetically, rubrics and sub-rubrics also alphabetically, there is no separate any consideration is there. And medicines, how the medicine have been graded or how the medicine has been demonstrated. That is the thing which are shown here. Remember, there are basic three gradation which they have counted. One is latest, that is capitalized, bold, underline. That is the highest gradation is there, or highest mark symptoms that are been called like this. Then capitalized bold, next is italics bold and a normal, right? That is the gradation which have been followed throughout the report. Basic arrangement is like this only. Then Murphy related to Murphy repertory, basic thing. So Murphy repertory, it is having alphabetical layout, unlike the classical repertory, which has a complex hierarchical structure. Why complex hierarchical structures means the person has to memorize only, but he has to conceptualize the arrangement of the chapters. Means it starts with head, then face, which are the senses which are there into head and face. Okay, ear, nose, mouth, which many organs are there in mouth. Okay, tongue, what is the function of tongue? That is taste, teeth, gums. This is how we have to conceptualize the thing to go through the chapters. So this is how the chapters have been given. But this book is that is simplified, that is organized the chapters and sub-rubric alphabetically. So it is a time efficient and quick reference that both the things which can be adapted. Modern clinical terminologies which have been included, which were lacking into previous literature, which modern pediatric terminologies are there included. And targeted pediatric section. Why Murphy repertories is in this topic, it is highly recommended or selected. That is the thing. It has a separate chapter related the complaints of children group. That is the whole one new chapter is there. It includes clinical chapters such as constitution, pregnancy, toxic. These are other examples. There are some clinical conditions which are there always and which are significant. So that is also some unique chapters which we can find out into Murphy repertory. One of the chapter, that is the children chapter, which we will see now. The children chapter in Murphy's repertory is an indispensable alphabetically arranged section specifically designed to evaluate and select the remedies for pediatric cases. Basically, it focuses on the developmental, behavioral, and physical complaints unique to infancy and childhood. This is the basic factors of this. Now the combination and significance of this two means children's cases and Murphy repertory children chapter. The combination of these two things means how any pediatric cases comes to us. That is basic. One is observationary data which we will get from the child. Not it is possible that the child will not in position to speak. Means an infant is there. So we have just observational symptoms and the data which is available from the patient's relative or accompanying person. And next, okay, behavioral traits or behavioral thing, objective symptoms which we will be able to see in the patient, how they behave, how do the child talks, how do they sit, What are the physical habits, their sleep pattern, their constitution? The child is visible to us. Barabar, it is next to us. So we can see the child, we can examine the child. So that is most is observatory or objective data which will be available. And the diagnostic complaint means the child has proper coryza, bronchitis, colic complaint, skin complaint, anything, rashes or behavioral tantrums, temper tantrums, behavioral disorder, nutritional deficiencies, not growing up properly, cannot focus on the studies, hyperactive, this type of complaint. So these are the data which is will be there from the patient. And this chapter which is having this proper repertorial section, that is properly focused on the developmental, behavioral and physical complaints. So three parameters which we will get from the pediatric group that will totally address, that have been totally addressed into this chapter. That is the basic thing of choosing this. Now, if we can shift to the proper details of the chapter. So it is 12th chapter in all three editions, that is children chapter. Totally almost 203 rubrics that have been arranged in the bold and capitals. For example, this is how the rubric have been arranged. Main rubric is capitalized bold, then the sub rubric is bold but in the normal manner. And this is how the medicines have been done. Now, if we think rubrics are there, so how the rubrics can be? So basically, if we can divide the whole pediatric group, so infancy, that is from newborn to 2 years. Then there comes preschool period, or which we call the toddler period properly. That is 2 to 6 years preschool. More specifically, medical term is preschool. Then the school going children and the adolescents 13 and above. These are basic four groups. So if we see this chapter, children chapter Murphy, so it has directly rubrics or sections like this. In general, the one in rubric is there, that is the infancy or infant complaint. The whole complaint of 0 to 2 years of age, each and every complaint that have been addressed into this one whole rubric. Then the boys complain in general, girls complain in general, and puberty complain in general. There are also rubrics that have been showed into this. Directly rubrics are there, puberty. This is the infants general. This is one rubric which is almost up to 1 to 2 pages. The rubric has been given, and this is just I have enumerated the sub rubric example. That this is how when it has been given. The basic problems which we are also knowing: the hard abdomen, urine retention, hiccup, jaundice, sore mouth, yeah, vomiting of feeding which have been consumed, constipation, colic, the children cries from colic and everything, diarrhea, vomiting, which is also very common, skin eruption, any time of fever, catarrhal condition, the induration of breast, which is very common into newborn. And there is a myth that the milk should be extracted, but it should not be. It should not be. So that is the thing. This is there. These are most basic rubrics that are directly given into infancy period. Sleeplessness. Oh, these are so much basic complaints which we can encounter day to day, and the children or parents come with this complaint only. So this every rubric or every complaint have been addressed into this chapter. Next, the type of rubrics, the other types of rubric which we can see in this book or in this whole unique chapter, that is children chapter only. That is depending on type of symptom. Means basically the one which we have talked earlier, that the causation, why the complaint have been arised. That is the we should focus. So there is the whole list of element from section, means causation, that we will see different type of causations which are responsible for generating the complaint. Too many listing has been there. Then the constitution, physical mental makeup which is visible to us in the child. That is the basic thing. Here, so that is the thing. The whole constitutional symptoms, there are also rubrics have been given. Total clinical condition, diagnostic complaint that have been also listed in this chapter. General complaint, general symptoms that are also there, and mental symptoms. Mental symptoms everywhere. Behavioral, mood, everything. What the if children is able to speak, or how they are behaving, everything. That every mental symptoms have been there. So this is the basic types of rubric which we be able to see in this. Now next, if we separately just have a brief look of the all type of this complaint. So this is diagnostic or clinical rubrics. For example, most common that are nutritional deficiency diseases, hormonal disorder, marasmus, acromegaly, asphyxia, autism, cretinism, Down syndrome, eczema, hernia, hydrocele, pneumonia, spina bifida, rickets, bedwetting, which is very common, marasmus, intussusception. They are somewhat rare complaint, but still there are that. This is diagnostic condition with which the patient can come to us. So these are directly clinical diagnosis complaint or clinical rubrics, which is variety of term, clinical rubric, type of rubric that is clinical, that have been given. Next is dispositional or state, the normalcy or normal the child, how the child is normal, behavioral, basic dispositional qualities, angry, capricious, cross, depressed, excitable, fearful, gloomy, independent, intellectual, peevish, playful, sensitive, bashful, disobedient, lively, moaning, obstinate. This every type of variety which we can observe into our clinic also. The child will not be satisfied with the one thing. If we will you give one toy, they will need another. They will go to one corner, to another corner, to another corner. Cross disposition. Any instruction is have been given, they will cross. No, I will not do like this. Puberty related or adolescence, that is a depressed, fearful child, gloomy, that are the thing. In general, the parents can say they are very sensitive to everything in general. Bashful, disobedient, moaning, obstinate. This is everything type of states of mind which we also can observe. These are also given. The whole list of elements, there are some complaints which are there. Remember, element from being abused, element from after embarrassment, element from artificial food or artificially fed food, babies, artificial food in babies, element from fright when children are highly excitable, homesickness, element from jealousy, element during puberty, element after punishment, hair cutting, element after vaccination, after breastfeeding, domination by others. This is very common into pediatric groups. No? They get bullied in the school, in the tuitions, everywhere, anywhere. And element from in nursing, in breastfed children. There are so many complaints which are there into also breastfed babies also. That is every type of complaint there is also have been given. Next is growth related, how the child grows from newborn to adolescence. That every growth related complaints which are very much common into pediatric group, that almost every complaint have been addressed into a symptomatic proper manner, like cretinism, curvature of spine or dentition difficult, developmental delayed, milestone delayed or learning disabilities, what we commonly encounter, slowness, the child learns late to talk, late to walk, or responds late, growth too fast, growth too slow, head infants cannot hold, weakness, idiocy, mental retardation, difficult concentration. This is every growth related, means how the child grows, and every complaint or every normalcy which has to be properly there, means head holding. So at 3 months the child cannot drop their head. 3 to 6 months, most of or more than 50% child can be able to sit in a tripod position, means with support they can sit 6 to 8 months. Remember, some children started walking into 10 months, some children start walking at the one almost up to 1.5 year or after 1 year. So that is the normal ratio. But after that age period also, the child is not able to walk. Or after 2 years also, the child is not able to talk, not able to speak more than 2 to 3 words. So that is the something which can be or which should be addressed or which should be came into encounter. This is the delayed thing. બરાબર અથવા તો if we can see so that's there can be the children which grows too much fast during puberty. One medicine everyone is knowing, too much growth at the puberty, that is basic our medicine, that is phosphorus, which can be counted every time. This basic symptom is related to that. So that type of every complaint which can be addressed or which we can see. Stop again.
Doctor, it's a big subject and a wide subject, and we can have a second part because you have to cover some nearly more than 15 slides.
No, sir, it is just
Already there is some 57 slides are there already.
yes, sir, it is short, just headings I will enumerate. Is it okay?
If possible, we can arrange a session on Sunday, coming Sunday, the second part,
Okay.
because
Okay. This I have just enumerated the things systematically. If we can
because
see,
everybody want to study this thing in a better way. That's why don't rush in a hurry.
no,
That's
no.
the reason. So all these
Can
things.
I conclude with 1 minute only?
Yes, but then we can have a short discussion and we can
Yes.
have the second part.
And this is one thing. Basic, if we can encounter the main issue or how the pediatric cases comes to us. That is basic. The main issue of the children, the how the children's mood or how the child behaves during the complaint, the basic modalities and the physical signs. So these are the basic parameters which have been suggested or we can count on. Most basic things. Wherever, if, for example, the main physical complaint, that is what we have, teething, fever, colic, anything. During the complaint, how the child is behaving or what is the child's mood, how do they react, everything. Clinging to parents, crying loudly, hitting, anything. And the modality of the complaint if we can get. So these basic three parameters, if we can count on. So this is basic, the how the whole chapter we can it can be utilized into a proper way. The basic complaint which everyone is knowing, case example everyone knows or everyone has encountered or always given a prescription once in a while, that is for chamomilla, a prescription for the teething element into child. So basic this type of symptoms easily that are there into this whole chapter. So this is the example case which I have enumerated. So that's all from my side. I would like to thank this organization IFPH for considering us or considering me for giving small insight of whatever we are trying to apply into our day-to-day practice. So thank you very much for
Yes.
giving the opportunity.
Yes, Dr. Karan Bhatt, it's really, we are lucky to have such a wonderful person making such a beautiful presentation here in this forum, because this is the first time somebody is giving so much of explanation to this Murphy's repertory and the relevance and importance of this repertory and how it can be used and what are the things to be looked into and everything were discussed because of your principle. Sir, Siddharth Mitra, sir,
Definitely.
we were lucky to have such a wonderful presentation from your college. We would like to invite sir for a short talk. Sir, please come forward, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Yes,
evening.
sir.
Good evening. And Dr. Kanan has nicely elaborated the different kind of the rubric in terms of the Murphy repertory. And she emphasized the different kind of the normal pregnancy of the pediatric case taking in terms of the gynecological aspect with the pediatric case. So congratulations, Dr. Kanan.
Thank you.
Nicely explained. Thank you. And thank you. And thank you very much, sir, for giving the opportunity of the faculty of the Rajkot Homeopathic Medical College. Thank you, Tanesh, sir.
Yes, sir. We need more presentation from all these people because all of them are coming up with the brilliant presentations.
Yes, sir.
Not simply coming for here and giving something, but they are preparing themselves in a beautiful way,
Yeah,
and
yes.
they are showing
And
the.
IFPH platform giving the to explore the faculty efficiency. I'm very much appreciate your effort as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a team effort, sir.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Thank you.
I am inviting Dr. Ambrose sir to say a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Dhaneji, and congratulations, Dr. Kanan. What very nice,
Thank you. Thank you.
excellent session. Murphy repertory described the Murphy repertory provides a valuable framework for the translating and these observation into rubrics. Many kinds of very, very thanks. Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
And
you.
now I'm inviting Dr. Sheila to say auto thanks to the session. Dr. Sheila.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Very nice presentation. What to say, which was really a rocking presentation by you, especially the Murphy's repertory. I think it is always benefited by all the doctors, especially the young doctors. So thank you so much, ma'am. On behalf of IFPH, I am giving you all the from my heart also. Thank you, everyone, and thank you who attended all. Thank you all who attended the class also. So once again, we are thanking you personally also, ma'am. So next time also, please come, especially as Dhanesh sir told, on coming Sunday. So we are expecting your valuable in the following class because it was really a very nice class.
Yeah.
So thank you, ma'am, once again.
Thank you. Sure.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sheila, Dr. Kanpart, Dr. Hidat Mehta, Dr. Ramprasad sir, and those who attend the English session. Tomorrow we will have a session from Dr. Nikhil Trivedi from UK, and Doctor will be talking about management of alopecia with homeopathy. Thank you all.
Thank
Good.
you.
It's over to Dr. Manoj to moderate the Malayalam session.